Welcome to the Light of Sirio podcast. My name is Dori Fari and I will speak with a realized spiritual master about his views on life and the topic of spirituality.
Savan kirpal ajaib tera sahara Mera sharan Tu mera prema Savan kirpal.
So now we are at the second episode of season 6. In the previous episode we began by telling that we have a new beginning. But now again we have a new beginning. So the first thing I would like to wish Happy New Year to everyone. It's now we are in 2025, which hopefully is going to be a great year for everybody and for all the humankind in peace and love and in harmony. So this is what we wish. Hoping that it's possible by some miracles, but we can all begin on the individual level and begin to work on ourselves. And I think is a very good first step in this direction is to listen to this Light of Sirio podcast and get positive inputs from a realized spiritual master as Master Sirio, who is of course, again, here with me in our little studio. So welcome, dear master.
Hello, Sirio, hi Guru.
And, it seems that our previous episode with questions and answers were very liked by people. So they expressed how they appreciated the content. And we have some new questions. And I chose one which actually, a topic which arose already during the autumn spiritual retreat here in the Sandmani Ashram, that we Satsangis talked about it. And then it came also as a question. And so I thought it's a bit connected to the previous episode. And well, it's a long question. So it goes like this, I read it, the all. While practicing pranayama during yoga, I came up with a... So I read the question. While practicing pranayama during yoga, came up a topic connected to the process of breathing and the process of meditation and mind activity, and I would like to ask you to please talk about it. It is said the only reflex in the body that is impossible to stop is the breathing process. The heart can stop beating for a while, but we remain still alive. But when we stop breathing, we die. Masters also describe the process of meditation as learning to die while alive. You teach to go beyond our body, our breath, our mind, thoughts in meditation. Consequently, the breathing automatically slows down, sometimes almost like non-breathing, becoming very light. Like the body functions on the necessary minimum to stay alive. Could you please talk about this? And well, we talked about the mantra in the last episode, and we said the mantra is a tool, the Simran is a tool to control the mind. And so, how does it happen what happens to the body during meditation? Because we talked about it, what the mantra does, that we have the experiences, we control our mind, our thoughts, the consciousness opens up, we have experiences. But what happens to the body when we go beyond this physical level? Because of course, when we do meditation, we don't die, but still there is this saying to learn to die while still alive.
It is said that the human possibilities are endless. So, if you want, there are cases of yogis who go in a state of hibernation. And they are buried for months sometimes, like the animals do, those animals who go into this sleepy mode in winter.
But buried, you mean like what I saw in some movies, to be closed in a cave or something, or buried under the earth?
Even buried under the earth, put in coffins and buried under the earth. And then after a period, they taken out and they're still alive. So this is also not true that when breathing stop, we die. Normally it's like this, and for everybody it's like this. But there are methods by which even when you stop your breathing, you can go in hibernation and then come back to life, like those animals do during winter. So this is, I'm just making this point because you said that when breathing stops, then we definitely die. Yes, well, in 99% of the cases, or most of the cases, it is like this. But there are exceptions even to this.
This is what they teach in the school. I remember in the school the teacher saying this, that the only reflex that we can't consciously control in our body is our breathing.
Yes, for most of us it's like this. For most of the people it's like this. Everybody, I would say, except some exceptions that learn techniques by which what I just said can be applied. Now, apart from this exception, normally the breathing is the means by which we keep alive. That's very true. When the breathing stops, then you die. And this is the reason why when we sit in meditation, according to the method of the path of the masters, we are advised to forget about the breathing. Mm-hmm. Because that's how it is. As far as we breathe, we keep alive. Means we don't leave this body. It's only when we stop breathing, or almost completely stop breathing, that we may go into samadhi and get out of this body. Therefore, as I said, on this path we are advised, when we sit in meditation, to forget all these physiological activities which go on their own, like the heart beating, the breathing, and some others. And just activate the attention. Master Kirpal at initiation used to say, the way of controlling the breathing, it's the way of the yogis. The way of the saints, it is different. The way of the saints, it is that of controlling the surat or attention. So, by saying this, I mean that we can only leave the body when the breathing becomes very smooth and almost stops. And in some cases, it even stops completely. Then you get out of the body, you have an out-of-body experience, and then you come back. Some people are afraid of this idea of leaving the body. I leave the body and then how do I come back? Well, it's very easy. You just think of going back into the body, direct your attention towards the body, and you just go back into the body. It's not any dangerous process, and it's not an impossible one. Many people do it now, many people have done it in the past, and many people will do it in the future. That's a possibility for us human beings. So Master Kepal used to quote very often this saying from the Gospels, which says, "Learn to die so that you may begin to live." And when we had meditation with him, often he would say, "Now we are here to learn how to die while alive."
So does it also mean that a meditation, an experience that we might have in meditation, is like a near-death experience?
Yes, when we get out of the body, the out-of-body experience is like a near-to-death experience. And anyway, just as the near-to-death experiences, they are not the same for everybody. They might be similar, but not the same. So also the out-of-body experiences are different for each one of us. Again, they may be similar in the essence, but not in the particulars.
Well, as you say sometimes that God or the Supreme Being always respects the way we are personally made and always appears in a way as we can best perceive or recognize him.
Yes, that's true.
Well, if I might add a little detail, because people might have heard, because we said that breathing we can't control consciously, and if anybody heard the light snoring, I apologize, that was Shantu the doggy, because it's raining outside and he was so keen to come inside, and he wanted to show in practice how is it with the breathing. So sorry for that.
So anyhow, so that's the process. I mean, it is very similar anyway. Out-of-body experience, it means going into the light, because as soon as the inner vision opens, the light appears. If you step out of the body, you find yourself deep into the light, maybe very far away from your body.
But can you be completely detached from your body and your bodily consciousness in meditation, or is there some connection?
There is a so-called silver cord, which is a cord made of light, silver light, and that is what keeps the soul, the spirit, the consciousness linked to the body. When this is severed, then the real final death occurs. When you have an out-of-body experience, or when you have a near-to-death experience, this silver cord is still there. But when you die in a definite way that you're not meant to come back anymore to this body, then the silver cord is severed, is cut, and you don't go back to the body anymore. You can't go back to the body anymore.
Babaji, something came into my mind which might be really very foolish, but I ask it, and maybe you tell that it's really foolish. That, as you said, that there are yogis who are able to go to hibernate themselves, withdraw completely from life, be buried or closed in a cave, and still survive without eating, drinking, breathing, and they are still alive. They are capable to come back in the body. So that, of course, the average human beings, as you said, that like 99%, if we stop breathing, then we die. But so then most of the human beings, we don't have super capacities, but there are some people who have something which is beyond the rational. And there are descriptions from before that there were some people who were able to manipulate with this as you said, this silver cord of the people. Is it possible that like a soul changes body? That goes into the body of another person, or change these two entities, or like.
You mean transcended spirit means somebody who has died and it is on the beyond, and may he come back into the body of somebody else, so more manipulate the body of somebody else.
What do you mean? That I have read, I don't know if it is true or no, it's an absurd, and also that sometimes one sees it in films, like there is somebody, a magician or a witch or whatever, and puts two people into a kind of hypnotic state, and like changes their consciousness in between among them. Is it possible?
This I don't know. Honestly, I don't know about. But what I can say is that the possibilities are endless. If you know how to do something, then you can do it. So maybe this is also possible. But, these are special things, special capacities, which actually do not mean anything as far as spiritual evolution is concerned. Mm-hmm. So these are phenomena which may happen. There might be people who are capable of doing these things with some technique, because it's always a technique behind. But that's not so really important. We should go after these things.
Yes, I'm sure that there are many other podcasts who deal about such topics, and this is not for us. It just came into my mind, like, how is it with this silver cord?
No, the silver cord is that means by which the soul is linked with the body. When the silver cord is severed, then you can't go back to the body anymore. Yes, the possibility of spirits, ascended spirits, who may influence the psyche and the mind of human beings alive, and that's very possible, yes. There are many people who are so attached to this earth. They have so many attachments and desires by the time they leave the body that they don't really go into the beyond. They remain in this earthly atmosphere, and they keep whirling around their attachments, trying to fulfill their desires, maybe by entering into the body of a living being and using that body to fulfill their desires. These things do happen, yes. But as I said again, these are not important things as far as the spiritual side of life is concerned, and as far as what we are trying to do is concerned. So what we are trying to do is try to learn how to die while living, how to leave the body while we are alive, by going into deep meditation. So the breathing is the means by which the body keeps being alive, because all the physiological functions in the body, they need oxygen in order to function. The brain, the blood, all the body tissues need oxygen in order to function. Oxygen and prana, as they call it, they are interlinked. They are more or less the same thing. So when this oxygen is not provided to the cells by means of the blood, then you die, of course.
Or you suffer damage if it happens for a period, and then you come back into your body, then some parts of the body can be damaged.
Yes, then that's possible. Yes, of course, some damage to some organs of the body may happen, yes.
Yes, in fatal case, then it happens, this damage to the brain.
Or damage to the brain, that's also. Because also the brain needs oxygen and blood. And the blood is the mean by which oxygen is provided to all the cells of the body, neurons and other cells. Anyway, so what about the breathing? Is it useful to do some breathing exercises if when we go deep into meditation, breathing, it's better to forget. Yes, some breathing exercises might be good because, as I said, by breathing we introduce oxygen and prana into the blood and then into our cells. So if you do some yoga exercises, some asanas in which the breathing must be involved, because that's the way by which we can do the exercise properly. That means when you begin the exercise, whichever asana it is, you breathe in, and when you bend and you perform the asana, then you breathe out. Normally, that's how it goes. So that kind of exercise is very needed. Also, when we do some manual work, when we are doing an effort of some kind, raising some weight of some kind, we do an inhalation while doing the effort, then it becomes much easier to do the physical work which we are doing.
So it sounds like intense breathing, also like grabbing energy in the body.
Yes, it brings in energy, definitely. Energy and also strength. And strength is a consequence of energy. So some breathing exercises are good, but not when we are sitting in meditation. When we are sitting in meditation, we should try to forget the breathing and just activate the attention, as I said. So there are several pranayama exercises, techniques, by which you can control or use your breathing for say health issues or improve your health. Some may be even dangerous. There are some techniques which may be even dangerous for many people. And some others are just useful, and they are helping and they work. So one has to know what one does, and should not just adventure in any field without having a knowledge of what is she doing, and the effect that the technique applied may provide.
So also in this we need a guide.
Well, we should have some knowledge. One should have some knowledge about these techniques. In the beginning, when I began practicing yoga and meditation, I learned from books several techniques, pranayama techniques, and I applied them for quite some time. For many months, I really went on very, maybe for 1 year, I went on very involved with these breathing techniques. So I had quite a number of very interesting experiences while doing these techniques. So I can say that they work, and they are helpful to a certain extent, but they are not that the something that takes you into the beyond. We must be aware, because as long as the breathing goes on, we can't leave the body. We can have very, very peculiar experiences of some kind about the perception of our body, which may become very subtle, very energized, and very light through these techniques. But you don't leave the body, and you don't go into the light through these techniques. This is my experience, and I think it's the experience of many other people.
Well, as it is also represented or depicted in the pyramid of yoga, as it's quite known nowadays, now that it begins with the physical exercises, asanas, the ethic living and so on, and then you reach to a higher level, which already involves the yoga asanas, postures, and then breathing techniques, and then the
pranayama.
Pranayama, yes, that's what I meant. I meant like the asanas, like hatha yoga called, no, the asanas and pranayama, and then you go towards spiritual practice, dhyan.
Concentration, dharana, then you go to dhyan, which is meditation, and then you go to samadhi, which is leaving the body and going into the light.
Yeah, so that's the peak of the pyramid, so that through breathing, we don't make that step.
No.
But then why is it that many spiritual techniques use intensely or putting kind of in the center of the practice, the breathing?
Well, most of the meditation techniques, they just tell you, sit down in meditation, sit down, close your eyes, and bring your attention to the breathing, and just keep following the breathing. Most of the meditation, even in the Buddhist tradition, they are just applying this method of following the breathing, and by this way you control your mind, because if you are focused on the breathing, then your mind should smooth down, your thinking process should smooth down. But as far as I am concerned, as far as my experience goes, I can say that by this you can come to a state of relaxation, you can come into a state of peace, and maybe some thoughtless, or as they say, mindfulness.
Oh, yes.
Which to me is a very strange term. Mindfulness, be full of mind, or be full of what? To me, mindfulness is be full of mind. I would say attentionfulness rather than mindfulness. Because mind is thinking. Mm-hmm. Mind, thinking is the activity of the mind. So why call it mindfulness? Call it attentionfulness, which is much more appropriate, because that's what you are trying to do. You're trying to become fully focused in your attention and not in your mind. Mind is thinking. Attention is attention. Being present in whatever you're doing. So, apart from this detail, anyway, so concentrating all the time on the breathing doesn't really allow you to leave the body and go into the light, because as we said, as far as the breathing is going on, you don't leave the body.
So it's like a dichotomy, like a contradiction, that you become detached by attaching yourself to your breathing, but then you are attached to your own breathing.
Yes, you may forget the body, you may stop the thinking to a certain level, but you are just focused on your breathing, and the breathing keeps going on, and that won't allow you to leave the body. So at some point, you must divert your attention from the breathing and go into the third eye, open the third eye or the inner vision, and get out of the body. So these techniques, to me, they might be effective to a certain point, to a certain extent, in order to quiet yourself, to find a certain peace, to find a certain mind silence, but they don't take you out of the body, definitely.
So, is it an automatic process then, if we begin to repeat the mantra and focus our attention in the middle of the forehead, does it automatically slows down or takes away the attention fully from the body and the breathing? Does it go together? Is it an automatic thing, or? Well,
as we are told when we sit in meditation, first of all, check your body. Just go through with your attention through your whole body. Wherever you find tension, rigidity, just melt it down. Just relax, first of all. So by doing this, your body becomes very stable. You can feel that your body has become almost like a statue. Then, after this, relaxing the body, quietening the body, relaxing it, find your peace in the body, then you activate your attention by bringing it to the 10th door, to the third eye, or the mystic eye, which is in the middle of our forehead, and with your attention, or the eye of the attention, the inner eye, just keep steadily looking in the center. And to help yourself further in this still in the mind, then you repeat the mantra. So you are looking and you are repeating. There is no space for the mind to wander. And if you're able to keep this silence for just a few minutes, 5 minutes, then you will see rolling waves of light will come, whirling waves of light will come. If you focus into it, then you find an opening, bright light that manifests. And you go deep into this light. And then if you pay attention to the body, you will find out that you are very far from your body, either a bit far from out of the body, or maybe very, very far from your body.
So far that you're not concerned anymore of the breathing, because anyway, it goes on automatically, doesn't it?
It goes on automatically, yes, slowly it goes on automatically. But in case, while you're doing this process of focusing and repeating, you bring your attention, even unwillingly, if your attention goes to the breathing, then you will see that in this process of trying to leave the body, there will be a certain kind of choking happening. Because you are not able to breathe anymore, or the breathing is really becoming very low, but you can't forget it. So in that state there comes a certain choking experience, which doesn't allow you to leave the body. So this is very much a problem for many people when they meditate like this. That their attention anyway, since we are so used to breathing, their attention at some point goes to the breathing, and then this kind of choking sensation comes because you're not breathing enough, and you're not capable of leaving the body because you're still aware of the breathing, and so this fight is there. You may see a lot of light even in that condition. There might be very bright light, but you can't fully leave the body because you're still clinging to your breathing.
It's interesting, that once there was a man, I went for a conference in Budapest to give a lecture and a spiritual meeting, and there was a man who was talking about another topic, like a trainer. And he told me later on that he went once with his wife for meditation, not with us, another technique. He didn't say what technique it was, but he said that he literally had a panic attack. He felt like dying, and that he really got a panic attack. And this is a father of, I think, 5 children. And I saw him. He's a serious man, and not somebody who gets panic attacks easily. But he said that they began to guide that meditation, and he was like, not knowing about himself, that he when he became conscious, he was screaming and shouting in fear, sweating on the ground, laying down, and he noticed that his wife was just trying to wake him up, like, what's with you? And he said that he had a terrifying panic attack, and after that he was very afraid of any kind of meditation. But then he was also very curious what it is. Then he came to meditate with us, and he felt very good with us. Then he didn't come. He came 2-3 times, and to make peace with meditation in general. Then he said, okay, thank you, it was a nice experience. Then he went on doing his trainings. But I think also it's a very important thing to mention on our path, in our practice, the way you teach this Santmat, this Surat Shabd Yoga, that as we said also before, in the previous episode, that we have lots of singing, as you said yourself, that you like to sing even the mantra. And before the meditation we do singing, and that's also kind of a pranayama, because in order to properly sing you have to do like the complete yoga breathing, that you really fill up your body, your abdomen, your chest, the space below the shoulders, fill up yourself with air, and then slowly in a controlled way you let out this air. So it's a very deep pranayama. Then of course it already, and also the vibrations of the song, so the whole body is is vibrating in this harmony and in this charged up atmosphere. So maybe that also is influencing the body, all the cells, the liquids in the body, and the mind sets into the proper position, how to say, like mentality or approach in order to step into meditation.
Well, that's very true. I haven't talked about this aspect of the practice now, but it is very good you're mentioning this, because beside those pranayama techniques which normally they use in yoga, the singing, it's also another, see if you want to put it like this, another pranayama exercise. It's also a breathing technique somehow, because in order to sing you have to breathe in a certain way, and anyway singing involves a lot of use of the breathing, and so in this singing there are many helping aspects which come into play. So one is the use of the breathe of the oxygen, which you have to do in order to sing properly, to be able to sing properly. The other one is it's the voice itself, the vibration of the voice, which you have to give out, and voice generates vibration. Vibration is energy, and moreover there is melody, there is harmony, there are frequencies which are generated by the singing, and all of these goes to really nurture or nourish our cells. And if one is attentive and is receptive, once you do a very good singing, once you sing a very beautiful song which is very melodious, very harmonic, and well sung, then by any means you begin feeling the activities of your cells change. You begin to feel expanded, like if your body becomes blown up somehow. And because the cells somehow they get this extra oxygen, and they get this melody, and they get this harmony, and consequently the structure of the cells, let's say the molecular structure of the cells changes, and they acquire a certain shape which is like mandala shape or yantra shape, and this way you can show it even scientifically that this phenomenon happens in the body. There is a Japanese scientist who has shown this this phenomenon scientifically, and it is proven that it is like this.
Yes, there are many videos in which one can see even the effect of different kind of melodies and instruments. Yes. What kind of shapes the molecules of liquids take up, and our body is mainly composed of water, so then more than the half of us it's water.
No, 70%.
Yeah, that's why I say more than the half. So then, I mean, we look like so solid, but actually
cells are swimming in water.
Yes.
That's how it is. So yes, so the molecules of these liquids, they just acquire this very beautiful shape when they are exposed to a very melodious song, to a holy song. That's why they are called holy songs, because they produce a holy effect on the body. And while if you listen to some other kind of music, which may be metal, rock, or these kind of things, then it is shown that these molecules they take a strange shape, which is a kind of chaotic shape.
Yes, like spikes, and then like the structure crumbling, like I don't know how, but in Italian you would say like spezzato.
Yes,
like
broken.
Like
kind of, yes.
Sharp edges.
Yeah, so these are true facts which are scientifically proven. So that's also another very beautiful aspect of the practice that we do. We begin our sittings by singing the bhajans. So the body and the brain also, of course, not just the cells of the body, but also the neurons in the brain, that they get this kind of benefit from the singing. And this creates a natural harmonic condition in the whole of the body. And after such beautiful singing, then you find yourself, as Maulana Rumi says, in a state of intoxication. You feel actually intoxicated. And when you are in that state of intoxication, then going into deep meditation, it doesn't take any effort. You just find yourself automatically in meditation. You don't have to do much. You just have to focus your attention, repeat the Simran, and you find yourself in perfect peace and maybe with your inner eye opened. So that's how it works.
Yes, it's like when doing sports, when one does the intense part, then you rest. And that's what the breathing does actually, that we do the intensive breathing during singing, and then eventually just by itself it becomes peaceful, that we sing the mantra and then it's just like so smooth everything.
Yeah, that's how it goes.
So thank you very much, dear Master, for going into all these details. And since we talk about singing of these holy songs, devotional songs, then I would like to mention to everyone listening that the famous Sirio band came out with a few songs. So if you are interested to listen to some songs, you can also watch videos with it. You can find it on YouTube under the name of Sirio band. And these are songs dedicated to this spiritual practice, to the masters of this path, and to Master Sirio. And now also we can enjoy another singing, which is beautiful mantra sang by Master Sirio. And as I always say at every episode, then don't forget to, if you haven't yet done, don't forget to look for the Daily Guidance Meditation podcast, and there also you can enjoy the beautiful frequencies created by Master Sirio, by his singing the mantra and by his voice guiding into meditation. So you can right away make an experience diving into it. And also, since we are in January, then soon you will find the 4th volume of Sirius magazine published. So things are going on. And thanks, dear Master, for being the engine of all these things, because without you, nothing would happen. Not this podcast, not the devotional songs, not the Sirius magazine, and nothing. So thank you for this thank you for being a continuous source of inspiration.
You're welcome. Thanks to all who enjoy it. That's my pleasure.
So may God bless you all.
Savan Kirpal Ajaib Tera Sahara Mera Sharan Tu mera prema hai Savan Kirpal Ajaib Tera Sahara Mera Sharan मेरा शरण, तुम मेरा प्रेम आए। सावन कृपाल आ जाई, तेरा सहारा, तेरा सहारा, मेरा शरण, मेरा शरण, तुम मेरा प्रेम आए। सावन कृपाल आ जाई, तेरा सहारा, तेरा सहारा, मेरा शरण, मेरा शरण, तुम मेरा प्रेम आए। सावन कृपाल आ जाई, तेरा सहारा, तेरा सहारा, मेरा शरण, मेरा शरण, तुम मेरा प्रेम आए। सावन कृपाल आ जाई, तेरा सहारा, तेरा सहारा, मेरा शरण, मेरा शरण, तुम मेरा प्रेम आए। सावन कृपाल आ जाई, तेरा सहारा, तेरा सहारा, मेरा शरण, मेरा शरण, तुम मेरा प्रेम आए। तुम मेरा प्रेम आए, तुम मेरा प्रेम है।